I'm Mayor Verge Bernero, and you're watching Money Power. Money Power will help you learn ways to get money, save money, and manage money. The show is part of the City of Lansing's Financial Empowerment Center, a partnership between the City of Lansing and Capital Area Community Services. The Financial Empowerment Center offers free one-on-one financial counseling to Lansing residents. Call 211 today to schedule your free appointment. It's safe, confidential, and can help you pay off debt, improve your credit score, access safe and affordable bank products, and save for the future. The Lansing Financial Empowerment Center is made possible by a grant from the Cities for Financial Empowerment Fund, a program of Bloomberg Philanthropies' Mayor's Project.
My name is Brett Pickett. I'm going to explain the opportunity and income potential from buying and selling items. I'm an IT professional for the last 16 years. I also, for additional income, buy and sell instruments and musical products on eBay. I got started buying and selling items on eBay by being a musician and constantly buying and selling stuff, mainly to upgrade my gear. I personally buy items from Craigslist, garage sales, and then typically turn around and sell them on eBay. Buying and reselling can be done by anyone. The two key components there is to understand the products that you're selling. These could be items that you're interested in that maybe you have never considered selling before, or items you are connected to in some way. Another key component is just understanding that you need to buy the items cheaper than what you're going to sell them for. And through research, you can see what the actual items are selling for on eBay and price them accordingly. You can search for just the item itself, and that will give you all the listings that are currently available. Or you can just go to completed listings. eBay allows 3 different ways to search for a specific item. What that will show you is all listings of that specific item type that either sold or didn't sell. So that will give you the actual detailed listing price of what it actually sold for. Not how much someone listed it for, but what the actual price someone purchased it for. Somebody might sell something on Craigslist cheaper than you can find it on eBay. Basically, there's no additional overhead on Craigslist. It's free to make a listing. It's typically within your area. There's no shipping involved. There's no eBay fee involved. So typically, if somebody just wants to sell something quickly, or they want a little bit less hassle, not having to pack the item and take it to the post office or whatever. So typically, you're finding sellers that really just quickly want to get rid of an item. And eBay is not it's not very conducive to bargaining over haggling over the price of an item. But someone listing on Craigslist typically understands that if someone is interested in their item, they're going to ask if they can get it for a cheaper price. So it's typically a motivated seller that's interested in just selling the item. So that's why you can pick up items basically less than what they're worth. There are 3 different account types that you could potentially sell. In eBay specifically, there's just an individual seller. You're basically charged a listing fee, and all the fees are due after the sale is done. There's another way to sell, and that's having an actual eBay store, and I would recommend that if you're removing a large number of items, because the listing fees are cheaper per item. But there are additional fees for the store. So I would say if you're moving less than 50 items, then an individual account would be a best way to go. And if you were probably moving more than 50 items, having an eBay store would be better. When you sell items as just an individual, you are charged a specific rate for the listing of the item and then a fee on top for selling the item. If you have an eBay store, you're actually charged less per item and a smaller percentage on the actual sale. Something you're interested in and something you know typically would be the best items to sell. Or it could be an activity that you're interested in. You might not know a whole lot about sporting equipment, but you might be interested in sports. So if you understand sports, you like sports, you're going to be familiar with the equipment. It will not take very much effort on your part to do a little research. It's extremely important to understand your products, to understand the model, to understand everything really that you can about the item, where it was manufactured, the year it was manufactured, the plant it was manufactured in, as far as the instruments that I sell. Obviously, you don't have to know all that about all items that you might potentially be interested in selling. But understanding your product is going to help you understand what the actual value is worth. And there are going to be buyers out there that want that kind of information. Truly, the key is understanding what you're paying for. Is there potential profit in what you're buying? This is an example of an item that was purchased through Guitar Center Online Used Center. It was purchased for about $150. It was shipped to my local Guitar Center at no cost to me. So my total cost was about $150. This item will sell on eBay for $400. Every item is going to have a different profit margin, and the amount of items that you're selling is going to impact that as well. You could start out as small as one item and make maybe only $5 or $10 potential profit on that item, but if you multiply that by 5 or 10 times, and you keep reinvesting the profit, then you can start buying larger and larger items and reselling for possibly a higher profit margin. There have been years that I spent all year acquiring items and only selling them at the two best times of the year, which is right before Christmas and right around tax return time. Another tip for selling on eBay is if you have a specific widget that you got at a really good price, somebody just wanted to get rid of it and you had the opportunity to pick it up, and you get ready to go list it on eBay, you might want to check and do a little bit of research over time to see if there are 10 of those specific widgets being sold. You might want to wait a week or a month and wait until there's nothing, no listings of that specific widget being listed. So when you do list it, you will be the only one selling that item, which will guarantee that it will sell at a higher profit margin. This item was also purchased via Motivated Seller at about $170, and the profit potential on this is about $100 to $130 on eBay. You might want to open up an eBay store if you're moving maybe 40, 50 items and above. You're going to pay less in listing fees. You're going to be selling to a lot more customers. You're given some options when you have an eBay store to make contact with those customers that you've already sold to. In my case, it allowed me then to make the transition to just have an online store. Outside of being an individual seller, outside of having an eBay store, but actually having a separate online business. And I think that makes sense when you basically have generated hundreds of customers, where the business can survive outside of eBay. The potential to lose money on these transactions is definitely there. I think the education and knowledge that you get is what you're paying for. Understanding all the costs involved, what you're buying, what you can potentially sell it for, all the fees and listing fees that are going to be associated in the cost of selling that item, all play into your potential success in finding items that you're actually going to make a profit on.
Hello, my name is Francesca Amaker, and I'm actually the new morning news reporter here in Lansing at 6 News WLNS, and I am a big thrifter. Now, right now, I brought you to one of my favorite spots. This is Volunteers of America, and I try to keep this spot on the low. I didn't want many people to know about it, but today I'm going to show you the art of thrifting and how you can pinch a penny. Come here. This is a silk top. It looks like $4.99, but it says large and it's $1.99 and it's yellow. That doesn't mean you get a sale on it, but you don't need a sale. This is $1.99. When you first walk into a thrift store, you want to make sure that you have an open mind. You also want to make sure that you know exactly what you're looking for, because this can be a very overwhelming experience, as you can see all the clothes behind me. Second thing you want to do is take a look at the board. It says 50% off orange tag, 75% off for the green tags. Hello, thrifting is all about saving money. Now that's what they call me the queen of. I'm the queen of thrifting, the queen of saving money. And so obviously you're gonna wanna come into the store and either look at the wall, look at the colors that are on sale, and that way you're not only getting the blazer for $5, you're getting it half or even 75% off. That is a deal and that is a steal. There are so many perks to thrifting and there are great times to thrift as well. Now myself, I'll go at any time because I'll make sure that I get the piece that I want to get. But if you're a beginner, you want to start off and make sure that you're going on a day that's maybe not the weekend. You might want to try a weekday early in the morning. That's when people are not going to be in the thrift stores. And also the biggest thing that people come to thrift stores for is to save a little money. So whether it's on home furnishings, home decor, or even clothing, a nice little blazer here or there, you want to make sure that you ask the sales clerk what their color of the day is, because that's how you find the best deals. Ooh. Oh my gosh, orange is like beautiful today. I am finding so many things. It says $2.99, but again, orange is 50% off. So I'm not about to pay $3 for this top. I'm actually about to pay $1.50. Ow, ow, ow. And it goes in and you will see that on 6 News in the morning. When you have things in your hand like a purse or a big bag, it makes it just very difficult to actually maneuver throughout the store. And sometimes in thrift stores, the aisles can be very small, so you'll want to have your hands pretty free. Also, what you wear is kind of crucial to your thrifting experience. You'll obviously want to be comfortable, so I recommend either wearing a black tank top or maybe a long sleeve shirt that's kind of fitted so that if in fact there's no dressing room, you can easily throw the coat on, throw the shirt on top of you, or maybe even throw the dress on top of you as well. Now, you can tell that my purse, the way I'm wearing it, is on my side because I don't want it to get in my way as I'm going through the aisles like this. It's not just for fun or pleasure. I mean, it just makes sense, you know? It's like, what's the point in spending all this money on clothes? Fashion is supposed to be a representation of yourself. It's supposed to be expression. It's not supposed to and doesn't have to be costly. So I just pulled out this piece and I said, what in the world is this? But you know what? If I was invited to, say, I don't know, a Victorian or a Russian or a pirate themed party, this is something that I would totally rock. And let's check out the price tag. It's $1.99. A lot of the money that I save from thrifting goes to my family, goes to my student loans, and also goes to the grub that goes in my stomach. The idea here is just being patient, because sometimes you'll find a really nice pair of slacks or a really nice something and it won't be your size. And you'll have to deal with that and keep moving on because, well, the next thing might just be for you. And then if you see something that's awesome, make sure you grab it, because people are very, very, very competitive when it comes to thrifting. I mean, you see a good piece, you don't want to just pass it up. That's one thing I will tell you, because in about 4 or 5 minutes, once you go back to that aisle and you're like, oh, you know what, that dress looked awesome, that sweater would have fit me so nicely, it's gone because the next shopper has already taken it. Now, not to overwhelm you, but thrifting is not just about the clothes. Thrifting can also be about the home furnishings. And that's where this part of the thrift store comes into place. Now, I don't exactly get all of my home furnishings from here, but little trinkets are great to have. Now, I just furnished my bedroom for the first time. It's my first bedroom, you know, living by myself. That's awesome. It's so exciting to me. But of course, I have to pinch a penny because I have to pay my cable bill, which is what, $85? And I have to pay, of course, my water bill, which is what, $100. So I want to save money wherever and whenever I can. Look at these chairs. And the thing about it is they're so unique. That's one thing that I want to point out about all thrift stores. You know, you never know what you're going to find. You never know what decade it's going to come from. And you never know how perfect or how much of a conversation piece that it will be. $45 for both of them. So you're looking at 20-something bucks a pop for each chair. So Marshall's was selling it for $14.99. and they're selling it for $5.05. There's definitely a best time to thrift. I always thrift in the mornings, and that's kind of when the store opens up, 8 a.m. So for instance, Volunteers of America specifically, I believe it's every last Tuesday of the month, everything in the entire store, that's all of this, is 50% off. How awesome is that? The greatest thing about this whole experience is that it's kind of like finding treasure. It's a treasure hunt, really. I was just talking to the manager and she was saying, yeah, that's why I work here, because it's so exciting. You never know what you're gonna find. It's just worth it to at least try it out once. Yeah, it sounds pretty good, and this is 40 bucks. This thrift store has couches. I mean, they have exercise equipment, bowling ball bags, you name it, they have it. It's crazy. Oh, I look up and they even have Pampers. Isn't that something? This can be a great conversation starter, and even if you spray painted it gold, you got to get creative with some of the things that you purchase. For instance, if I'm looking for a nightstand and I'm not sure what color I want it to be, or I know exactly what color I want it to be, maybe a red nightstand, but I can't find it anywhere, where will I look first? The thrift store, and check out the price. $8.08 for this nightstand that I can easily paint or spray paint red. That's what I'm talking about, saving the money and pinching your penny. This looks like a shirt I would definitely be into. I don't see any stains on it or anything. And again, you know I love detail. I love the way shirts feel. And so since it does have the collar outlined in black, this is something that, you know, it looks like Banana Republic, but it's orange, it's $1.99. You can get it half off. That means I just got this shirt for $1. It's obviously going in the Fran Thrifts basket. Before I would go on air every single morning at 6 News, I would put on a nice little outfit because, again, fashion makes me really happy. I'll put on an outfit and I would take a picture of it, and then I'd put hashtag Fran Thrifts on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and then a lot of my viewers, they caught on to that and they said, oh my goodness, I love that. I save so much money when it comes to thrifting. Obviously the average family, spends $2,000 a year. With Fran Thrifts, I'm spending maybe 20 bucks a month, so that's less than 200 bucks a year on clothes, and I'm looking fashionable in them. So when it comes to saving big and knowing exactly what I want in the thrift store, I got it covered.
I'm Keith Wright. I work at Flagstar Bank here in the East Lansing office, and I've been with the bank for about 12 years, and I absolutely love my job and like making banking simple and easy. Making savings automatic means on a regular reoccurring basis to make sure you put extra money aside into a separate account, such as a savings account versus your checking. You should make savings automatic to make savings simple. If you set the money aside ahead of time and on a reoccurring basis, you're less likely to dip into it because you're less likely to think about having it in the first place. There's several ways to make savings automatic. Usually the most simple is to split your direct deposit between two different accounts, a checking and a savings. If direct deposit is not an option, other options may be available from your financial institution, such as to establish an automatic transfer from your checking or savings account on a reoccurring basis. If you don't feel like you have enough money to save, the first step is to identify whatever amount that you can save. It can be as simple as $5 a week, $5 every 2 weeks, or $5 a month. The goal is just to start saving. It can be even as little as your pocket change. Additionally, you can also meet with a financial counselor at the Financial Empowerment Center to establish a budget and to see what other options are available to help you save while also meeting your current needs. A good way to start saving is if you receive a raise, to take a portion of that raise and contribute it to savings, or to pay down your existing credit card debt or other debt to make your bills more affordable going forward. If you put money away in a savings account and something happens, it's important to remember that the goal of establishing a savings account and saving money is to have a safety net in place in the event of an emergency. If you constantly find yourself in the position where you need to keep dipping into your savings account to meet everyday expenses, I would encourage you to again meet with a counselor at the Financial Empowerment Center to see how we can develop a budget that meets both your savings and your everyday needs. It's important to keep your money in a safe, secure location, and we obviously recommend a financial institution. And we also recommend that you keep your savings separate from your checking account or your everyday bill money. Some individuals find it convenient to have their savings and checking all in one spot, while others find it convenient or beneficial to have the accounts in two different locations so they're less likely to dip into it. In addition, many financial institutions offer vacation or holiday club accounts, which offer restricted access to it to help save for a particular goal. Financial advisors suggest having at least 6 months worth of savings available for financial emergencies such as job loss, injury, or other financial emergency. This is money that you should have set aside in an account such as a savings account that's liquid and won't charge you a penalty for accessing. Without an emergency fund, many individuals find that they end up putting their emergency expenses on a credit card. In doing so, it often ends up paying hefty interest rate on those expenses, which can harm your long-term financial future. Another reason savings is important is so you don't tap into your retirement funds for unexpected emergency. If you tap into your retirement funds for unexpected emergency, it will have a severe impact on your financial future. Making savings automatic and setting aside money for the future is a key to financial independence.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the City of Lansing Treasurer's Office. My name's Antonia Kraus, and I'm Treasurer for the City of Lansing. I'm just thrilled to be part of the Financial Empowerment Center and would like to take the next couple of minutes to talk to you about the Treasurer's Office and why we're excited about the Financial Empowerment Center. On a personal note, I'm part of the Asset Independence Coalition and part of the Financial Empowerment Center because I want to be. While I'm the treasurer for the city, this is a little bit not in the usual treasurer's job, but this is something that I've adopted and I've taken on, and I truly believe in our residents. Lansing is very lucky to have the number of nonprofits that it has that are out there wanting to provide the resources and the tools it needs for our citizens to gain their financial independence. AIC performed the role with VITA and Bank On. We really look to get our residents away from the predatory practices of the check cashing places and the rapid refund loans. We don't think that those are the best places for our residents to be going, and we want to provide them the resources and tools to be able to get those services provided to them. So the Financial Empowerment Center is just a natural place for our residents to go. And the wonderful thing about the Financial Empowerment Center is that I believe, and the thing that makes me so committed to it, is that it's for everyone and anyone without an income limit, where people can focus on the area that they want to learn about or get their financial stability strong in. If you want to go about savings, go for savings. If you want to go about debt reduction, great. It's just, we have those 4 core services, something for everyone. When people come to our office, I understand that chances are it's about taxes, and it's not something that everybody thinks about on a daily basis. We do, that's why we're here. So we want to take the time to help you learn and understand what's going on with your taxes, be it property taxes or income taxes. And I know that income tax is probably the most frustrating and the hardest one to wrap yourself around. So my staff is trained and willing to work with you. I know that coming to the City of Lansing Treasurer's Office or getting something from us in the mail is not an everyday experience for you. And it can be nerve-wracking because you don't know what we want, you don't know what we're asking for. And what I want you to know is that we're here to help. We work with taxes every day. We're the ones that are going to be able to help you understand what the letter says or why you needed to come see us or take your payment. The Treasurer's Office is a place for you to come to learn. We understand that you're not going to know about taxes, so please don't hesitate to call us with questions. We really want you to be able to understand something that you don't think about every day, and we get that. If you're working with my compliance or my collection people, chances are you're just really unnerved about it and it's nerve-wracking for you. We don't want that to be the case. We want you to know that we're here to help you, and we're here to help you understand what's going on. And we're going to point you in the direction of resources. We're going to do what we can for you here, be it a payment plan or just helping you get your income tax form correct. But we're also going to point you in the direction of the Financial Empowerment Center because we know that they can help you beyond what we can do. And the nice thing is that my people can't talk to the counselors without your permission. So the city's not going to go out and make a list and send and have the Financial Empowerment Center people contact you. It's when you go to the Financial Empowerment Center, you'll give the counselors permission to talk to us. And I think that gives me a comfort level, and it should give you a comfort level too, that even though I'm intimately involved with the Financial Empowerment Center and with the Treasurer's Office, there's that line there, And my staff and I know what that line is. In addition to my role as co-chair of the Asset Independence Coalition, I'm thrilled to be serving on the advisory committee for the Financial Empowerment Center. Myself, Eric Schertzing, and a number of other city officials also serve on this advisory committee. And we get to be part of it from a higher level. We get to be the ones that are making decisions, pointing the staff in the right direction, and just really being their sounding board and letting them come to us with ideas and we go to them with ideas, and it's a great interaction. The Treasurer's Office is a pretty diverse place. We do more than taxes, and we're here to help you learn. I truly believe that with the right tools and the right resources, the residents of Lansing can become financially stronger, financially more stable, and with that we lead to strong neighborhoods, strong families, and a strong Lansing overall. So I just appreciate everyone that's all of our nonprofit partners, the staff at the Financial Empowerment Center, and the staff of the Asset Independence Coalition, because without them, I can't do what I do.
Thanks for watching Money Power. I hope you learned something that gives you the power. You can do it. We can help. I'm Mayor Verge Bernero. See you next time.